lovely girls fam, how you all doing? If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. You're here to subscribe. Kindly subscribe to GLADIARY. Get to know much more about life of a domestic worker in higher Gulf country, whereby I share everything pertaining to life of your baby Ninja girl. Yeah, I share everything related to my experience, make a cooking video, and a lifestyle as Kadama Shagala. Yeah, I see everything pertaining to house manager, and today is another storytelling. Yeah, so I'm going to share with you my experience and how I was able to overcome my challenges of having the mindset of I wish to just run away from my sponsorship place, like my place of work here as housemaid, living in housemaid. I know a lot of Shagala will have this mindset when you are in this early phase and you are be experiencing so many things, either due to your body reaction, is it from food, or the stress from the back pains and all that is happening to you based on the nature of job you are doing as housemaid. Yeah, so let's dive straight into this video. So yeah, I know that a lot of Shagalas don't have the mindset of doing this job. A lot of people just believe that, okay, since it's domestic work, when you get there, I can have the choices of picking whatsoever I'm going to do. And some people know from the outset that they are going for housemaid job, and some people despite know that, oh, I'm going for housemaid job, they were not happy from the beginning about coming, but the situation they were experiencing in their home country makes them to just, let me give this offer a try. Yeah, that is my situation when I was in Nigeria. I think I've shared my story with you, so you guys know that already, why I was here and what brought me and what really makes me to force myself living in Nigeria when I was so sick, when I was so down that I hardly recovered from illness. But I think the best thing to repay what actually happened, for those who have watched that video will know what I'm saying. So I think that was why I'm still here in Oman, and I'm sharing this story to inspire and motivate some people so that you can know that there are a lot of things that people come across. There are so many challenges, but you just have to find a way to overcome it and learn how to solve your problem, because there are some problems that you cannot run away from it, or you just have to take on the challenges and find a way out to fight the challenges through and make sure that you succeed through it, and don't allow this way have it in mind that it's just similar to doing the house chores, like maintaining a single or just not that huge house. Like, what's so special about the house chores? That is what I have in mind. And also my agent then makes the whole thing look like it's that easy, just a mere thing. According to him, just told me that, what's so special, you are a hard-working girl, you are that kind of person that do a lot of things. But I used to see you doing all of these things in the market, so doing house chores shouldn't be a problem to you. And as you know, your girl is a great hustler. Like, I be hustle girl from my childhood. I'm into hustle. So when he told me that just calmed me down, that okay, there's nothing that serious about taking this job offer to come to Oman to do this job just for a meantime, having that in mind that it's just for a meantime. But when I get here, it's another story entirely. That when I was trying to adjust, series of things happened to me. Like I've said, is it the food, is it the soap, is it the water? So many things happened to me. But the area that brought the idea of thinking of just finding a way to go back home, or trying to go into my my sponsor room and get if possible, I could get my international passport and escape this work, like just leave the house. I know a lot of housemaid will have that in mind, that I should just see my passport, because our passports are being confiscated by our sponsorship. Once you get to your place of work, your primary place of work, they will collect your passport and you'll be seeing it until when you ended your contract or you are about to leave that house. It was then your passport will say hello, or you are about to go and renew your documents. That is the only way you can find your passport, your traveling passport again. So many things were just coming to mind, that how could I get my passport, how could I escape this? I know a lot of you will have this similar thing in mind like I did, and because I have cried, prayed, do so many things all alone in my room, but there is no differences. Everything continue repeating itself every day, most especially after daily work. The way I will feel pain, like someone is just eating my back, like it was really so hard for me to adjust my body to adapt to that way. Is it from the time I'll be waking up, or the way this person or the other people or series of people calling me at the same time and asking me to carry different taxis, and I'll be like, am I a jamming machine? So to adjust to that lifestyle, it's not easy at all, and it wasn't funny. I can't lie to you, I do cried a lot, because the struggle it's so much and unbearable for me. So when it gets to a certain time, some of my friends that we came together have been experiencing something similar to me, and in their own cases they can't endure, and some people even try to endure, but the way their bosses are not that tolerant or patient enough to get adjusted to each other, they return them to the office, and when they have been returned like 2 or 3 times, they eventually leave this same country and go back to Nigeria. So I was left alone. So after thinking that, hey, most of my friends are back home, should I do something nasty so that they will relieve me of my duty? Or but I just sit myself down, tell myself, and the only thing, this is the story. I'll just share a brief story about my teenage experience, my working experience during my 18 going to 19 years old. What I faced when I was working in Nigeria after finishing my secondary education, it's what snapped me back to reality, that makes me to be in Oman to this present moment. When I was working back then in Ibadan, yeah, I was in Oyo State. Nigeria people, we know where they call Oyo State or Ibadan. So that was my first place that I work under someone. It's not housemaid work. I work in pharmacy because I'm a science student and I have interest in something really, even though I don't want to go to all this medicine or be a doctor or nurse, but I have a similar something to just be in that line, something closer to that science line. So I go ahead to this I apply for this job in one estate in Ibadan, because this estate, they have pharmacy and supermarket, which is the way Nigerians run their own supermarket. Most of these people have chemists. We call them chemist job, but this one are pharmacy because it's big, not be small one. So when I applied, they gave me the job. Actually, when you are working in that pharmacy, you still have to be like a pharmacy attendant and also learn how to administer drugs. So you are working and you are learning, and they are paying you monthly salary. It may not be that much back there, but it look a little bit huge for a new girl that just started working. So I was so happy and I started working. I was just ready to put my mind into what I'm doing, because I have that passion to to learn that work. And along the line, two things happened to me. Like, these two things is a story for another day, that I will sit down and share you what really happened. But the way, the treatment I received from the boss, yeah, the woman who owns that pharmacy, makes me to say I'm not going to continue working with her, that I have to go back to my parents and tell them that I want to further my education. Despite that, my parents don't have much at end. Even the form that I went to obtain, it's getting to late hour, because the school I went through, they are selling their form there, but that was the last batch. But luckily for me, my mom ran away and raised some catches, and I got the admission, because I used my first sitting to gain admission into school. And your girl was just, I'm doing fine. But the experience that I went through in that woman ends, it's not the pains or the stress of the work, but it was the treatment, the treatment from my boss, that makes me to lose interest. That I said to myself that it's better I go back to school rather than working under someone who is treating me so bad. You know, when you have someone you are working with and doesn't trust you, and a little thing is ready to send you to prison, you should be careful with kind of person like that. So that is the kind of person I work with. A little mistake, you will land in police station. Over what? It may be a dime, it may be a penny, or your little mistake in a pharmacy, you will land in police station. She won't even listen. She's the kind of person that doesn't believe like I should be interrogating you. That is the job of the policeman. Immediately, any little thing, you just land there. So we have a little misunderstanding, and I am guilty of that thing, which I never did anything wrong to this woman. But she took me to station to write a statement that they should be pressing me, asking me a lot of questions, which I never did. So when I remember what I experienced from same fellow Nigeria in my own country, so I think I like to tell myself that here I have no one. And because that was interstate traveling from Oyo State to Ondo State, where my family base, it's just going to take me like, break it be 3 hours or 4 hours traveling back home. But here I can't run back home, or because of ill treatment. So actually, I like to tell myself that if these people doesn't keep the passport that's straight and tight, I will have leave, or I don't know, the rash action that I would have taken. And or the other way around, I not tell myself that actually this really favor me, because I even thank God they collect this passport. That's what I tell myself after remember all the I went through when I first started also. So that makes me to just tell myself that it's better I calm down, let the story I had from friends, what my friends were experiencing, I should just forget about that and maintain myself and adjust, and also accept that I'm doing the right thing. Yes, this is how I snap back, and I use my story, what have happened to me before. I needed to preach to myself and tell myself that, oh girl, it's better you adjust and accept this job, because I know from the beginning I don't see it like what I will do for so long or like that. So I just tell myself that this is job is better than going back to Nigeria and work under someone who did that same thing to me. So far I'm with the family who still appreciate my efforts. So why will I say, oh, I want to go back based on the story or based on the body pains and the way they were shouting to me, because I'm a amateur to manage the house and all that. So I will just advise you, if you are now or you are still in the same situation like me, that's new phase, All you just have to do is learn how to accept your job, appreciate your job, accept yourself. Yeah, because if you don't love yourself, if you don't love what you are doing, no matter how you are just forcing yourself to be there, you will not make it. It's not that I'm causing you, but you will not make it to the end, that or to feel relaxed or do a proper job. But if you are the kind of person that tell yourself that I can do this thing, and you accept the challenges, let me tell you, all my challenges when I first started this work, now it's become something that I can manipulate around, because I think they are lesson. They become a lesson and impact that made me to be someone. Like most of these people, when they say me, they call me number one. And before I become this number one, I'm once an amateur, whereby a lot of them be like, where do you see this girl? Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that will be asking, because now I could understand their language, and I know that they'll be asking, where did she come from? How is she doing this, doing like this and all that? Because I don't adjust so easily. So it makes them to say series of things about me. I know they are doing that to you, hearing so many things about you when you are there, all because of language barrier, but you don't have any option. Now you are just thinking how to escape. No, that is not the answer. The answer is how to overcome that challenges, take it on and move on. Yeah, thank you everyone. I see you in my next upload. Bye.